Hello, today we're going to teach you how to use dodge and burn to create some movement in the fabric, as well as how to insert a pattern to an existing garment just to create some texture and some different options. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So here we have the image that we have been working on, which is the Celement sketch. I'm going to the skirt layer because the director has asked me to change that layer and either add a pattern or actually an overlay. I have two patterns that I've chosen. This particular pattern here is a tile that I prepped as per the resource video, and you can see that the corners and the ends of the tile match. Like for example, the half of the flowers here you can see on the top, and the same is true for the sides. I also made this particular pattern bigger because the size of it was too small for the skirt that I wanted to work on, and I enlarged it, so this is what the new size looks like. When I dump it into the skirt, it actually would be at the ratio that I need, which is about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. So here we are. I have chosen the skirt for Celement. Okay, that's the blue layer. But I'm gonna have to actually now go to paint, and from foreground I'm gonna go to pattern. Usually I set up for foreground, but I'm gonna go to pattern. I'm gonna open the interface window that has the patterns, and there I have my new tile that I created, which is the last one here, and that's the right size. And then I'm gonna dump it in the skirt. Okay, so this is like the easy fix, right? There you go. So this is a complete change of fabric if the director wanted. I'm keeping the emboss and some of the other textures that I did in the layer that goes above it, but it's a complete change of fabric. Now, if the director didn't want that, if what they wanted was actually an overlay like a chiffon layer, then I would actually duplicate the outline, okay, and I can change the label. I can call it the skirt overlay. Then I can drag that above the existing skirt like a chiffon overlay would be. I can change the opacity and make it transparent, right? Because it is a chiffon fabric, so it's transparent. So I can go to 50, 40, 30%. I can just experiment until I get the look that I want. And now I'll dump it. There we go. See, that's pretty transparent, so there's a little texture. And again, as I said, I can modify the transparency to get what I want, which I guess I want more of the print to be seen. Maybe this is more true to what happens when I overlay the fabric over the blue. Now, in order to create a color match that goes with my palette, you can buy a chiffon fabric and then you can dip it. We're going to do that basically, but we're going to use the burn and the dodge tool to create a shaping and movement. So here you go. I'm using my color picker to pick the blue color that I'm going to use for the burn. I'm going to the brush setting, okay, and now I'm going to be playing to find the proper size of the brush. Some of you may have a circle that appears, or the shape of the brush will appear when you're painting. Some of you may not get that. You may just get the axis of where the brush would go. So you have to experiment until you find the right size. And it may take a few tries, as you can see here. Okay, this is not the right size, so I'll keep experimenting. That's a little bit better, but I probably want it to be even bigger. I like being bolder. Great. So I think I found a proper size. Great. I'm using a very transparent burned brush, you see, and just adding a little bit of blue, barely there. kind of like what the chiffon would do as the folds play between the folds of the fabric. Adding a little bit of movement, keeping an eye on my history here. See that? And it's all working beautifully with the pre-existing embossed. Now I'm going to go to the color dodge. Well, actually, I decided to continue with my burn just to add more blue to it. Again, I like the sense of drama. I'm thinking also that when the lighting hits, maybe I'll see more of the blue. Maybe the fabric underneath the chiffon is some taffeta or some moire that has a lot of nice reflected body to it. Alright, you're the artist, right? So now I'm going to pick a different color for the dodge, for the bleaching aspect to add highlights. I'm going to continue with the same color picker palette that I was using. You can use Pantone or some other palette. I'm just going to bleach this with white, or color dodge it with white. Cool. That's a little intense actually. I got rid of the transparency, so I'm going to go back in my history and I'm going to make this a more transparent brush. Alright, that's more like it. So now I'm just adding some highlights here and there, so I can get sort of like what the chiffon will do, almost acting as a screen. Where the folds come in, there'll be a shadow. Where the folds are flat or prominent, you will have a highlight. And there we go. Pattern and movement.